Hello everybody, welcome back. I have a new video for you. I really hope you enjoy it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog every day at kjaggers.com. That link is below to my blog. I'd love it if you came and visited sometime. And with this video, there actually will be some other stuff on the blog post. So if you're more interested in the subject we're talking about, you might want to head over there and check that out. I'm going to have some really interesting charts to share with you guys. It'll probably be a pretty long blog post because there's a lot that I want to share. So I thought today I would talk to you about sleep. I know that so many of us don't get enough sleep. A lot of things have came in about my morning routine and about how I switched from a night owl to being a morning person. And I mean, the journey has been so long for me. And almost all of my life, I have suffered from insomnia. I just have not been able to go to sleep. Sometimes I can go well beyond the 24 hours. And it's just been so hard. And a lot of people think you're lazy. A lot of people think you just want to stay up all night and sleep all day. It really is not like that when you have like legit sleeping problems. So from the age, I want to say about 12 on, I started taking different sleep meds. Sometimes I took over the counter. Sometimes the doctor prescribed some. There was Valium. It was an all natural like herb that I tried a few times when I was younger. I didn't try melatonin until like this year, but I've been on sleep meds for a very long time. Scott's never seen me go to bed at night without taking my sleep meds. It just usually does not happen. I have major trouble falling asleep. I have substantial trouble staying asleep. A lot of times I wake up a couple hours after I'm asleep and thinking it's time to go, when in fact everybody in the house is still sound asleep. There was tons of guilt for me because, again, my family sometimes thought, like when I was a teenager, that I was just being, a lazy teenager, which at times I'm sure I was. But it was really something I've struggled with for a very long time. When I had kids, it became so much harder because obviously they're up and you're supposed to, a lot of times nap and they nap and all of that. Yeah, it didn't happen for me and I was getting less and less sleep. Of course, you're grumpy and you're tired and you're moody and everything is affected by no sleep. And I could do a whole video on that alone. And I could do a series out of this. I'm going to go kind of touch on quite a few things in this video, but there could be some, much more in-depth videos about sleep. But, through the kids, I have just managed to stay alive. My mom was always really kind and did the morning shift for me whenever she was visiting or whatever. I would do afternoon and evening and night, of course. My husband did morning shift for me, taking Jackson to school every morning. And a lot of people wanted to know what he thought about that. I wish I could get him on film, but he's been working an obscene amount of hours. If I can, I'll slide it in here. But I'll give you my take on that and my thoughts on that. For me, Scott's never really been that hard on me. The only times he was super hard about me waking up was when we was on the road together and we had to be at the dealership at a certain time. Now, I always made it. I consider myself a very punctual person, but dragging my butt out of the bed was not always easy. And he never really cared. Sometimes he would joke and maybe that came across wrong or something. But in all honesty, he just wanted me to sleep. It didn't really matter when. And, he does have the conventional way of thinking that a person should, be up in the morning and daytime hours, obviously, and be in bed at night. But I didn't keep him up very often. I was pretty quiet at night, even though I was doing a lot more cleaning at night. I'm always doing laundry at night. I was staying busy, but up. And he really didn't mind because, by the time he got home from work, dinner was done and the kitchen was clean and the house was picked up, and it wasn't something that we really fought about at all, ever. No. But he has, cracked some jokes, and I think that comes across wrong sometimes. But he's always been supportive. He knows I need sleep. Sometimes I would text him, at 4:45 a.m. and be like, I'm still wide awake. Please try to be quiet in the morning just in case, when you get up, just in case I am asleep. I mean, he's been through it with me. He's been around for 12 years, and he understands, the struggle I have with that. Let me turn my phone down because I thought I did. So sorry. And, he's really been pretty supportive over it. I haven't worked a lot since we've been married. I worked with him in the beginning, and then I basically haven't worked since. So, being home was okay with him, and, it allowed me, if I needed to, take a nap or wake up on my own schedule. And even with kids in the house, I got everything ready for them the night before, from breakfast to homework out on the table that, I've signed or looked over, to clothes. I mean, I did it all. And a lot of people actually thought I was babying Jackson by doing that. But in reality, what I was doing was trying to set up the mornings easy for my husband. And all of that is from a sleep disorder. And I've been to the hospital. I've had lots of different sleep tests done, studies done, and it's just the brain activity really going on in my brain, and shutting it off is really, really hard. Now, I had a lot of things working against me at different points in my life. Some of the things that actually cause you to stay awake and have insomnia is stress, depression, anxiety, a traumatic experience, a death or something like that. Your sleeping environment. Is it quiet where you're trying to go to sleep? The lighting that you're getting during the day. Are you getting enough daytime hours? Are you, light hours, I'm trying to say. Are you getting enough dark hours, dark light? You need both. Also, what medications do you take, and if they have any impact, or what health problems. Do you have back problems, hip problems, leg problems, restless leg? All of that affects your sleep, all of it. So, for me, for many years, I have kept a sleep journal. I know I haven't really talked much about it. It's not that exciting. This one's kind of a book like this, and what I've done is really recorded how many hours sleep I had, and recorded how many times I got up in the middle of the night, if I dreamed or not, if I had a nightmare, just lots of sleep information. Now, there's apps for all that stuff, and I'll talk about that in a minute too. So I found that throughout the years, and even when I go back and look at my little sleep diaries, I was a lot of my own problem. No exercise, caffeine all the way up till I closed my eyes, not enough daytime hours, not being consistent what time I get up and go to bed. All of that impacted me. And there's lots of things you need to do. And I've read a ton on the subject. I have some books. I'll recommend them in the blog post. This video will be so long if I put all that in there. But one of the first steps you have to do, in my humble opinion, and somebody who's struggled with this for a very long time, is increase your lighting. You need more daytime hours. That means opening up the windows, not having it dark, going outside and taking a walk, getting more natural sun. You need that. And you can remove your sunglasses to get more sun. There's lots of things you can do, but you definitely need the sun coming in on you. It's very important. And you also need to boost your melatonin at night. And melatonin is, a natural kind of thing that goes on within your body, and it's a natural hormone. I can't believe I said thing, but whatever. You get the point. And there's lots of different ways to do that. And one of the key things is making your bed for sleep and sex only. Now, I know most of you guys are women, so, hopefully we're not going to be too bashful here. But a healthy sex life is going to help you sleep better. A comfortable bed is going to help you sleep better. not having your kids, your pets, all in the bed with you is going to help you sleep better. And for me, I have worked in bed on my laptop for years, but that just flickers that brain a little bit and it just wires you even longer. So no TV is a big one. And that's another one I struggle with to this day. Usually I fall asleep, I want to say it's 50-50. 50% with the TV and 50% without. Generally, when I get in bed and I've taken whatever sleep aid I'm going to take, and I start watching TV for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then I get really sleepy, and I just hit the off button, and and out I go, and I can start sleeping and dreaming. And, like I said, you can't be working in bed and you can't have your phone and all your devices right there. They're going to trigger your brain. It's going to help you stay awake rather than go to sleep. And for a lot of people, light in a room really does make a difference with that too. So blocking that alarm clock will definitely help. I used to be that bad. Now I have an alarm clock that ticks like, I'm listening to it. And that alarm clock helps soothe me. I had the one that had the light and it, gosh, what was it called? It lit up for you in the morning to kind of rise with the light. And I loved it. I forget what it's called. I'll put it in if I can remember. But I had that and it eventually stopped working. So I never got another one. And it's just a special sleep aid clock. I can't remember. And another thing is not eating before you go to bed, at least for an hour. And that's another place that I struggled at. I like a nighttime snack. Not the healthiest, you guys know that. But it makes your digestive system have to work a lot. And you're not going to feel as rested because your body is doing a lot of work to process that snack. And especially, if it's a big snack, depending on what you're having. And it's going to be spent taking care of that business instead of taking care of the sleeping business. And you're just not going to sleep as well. And for some people, that can mean bloating and gas. For some people, that can mean excessive trips to the bathroom to go pee because you drink too much. There's reasons for not eating an hour before bed, and I have struggled with the TV, working in bed, eating in bed. I don't really struggle with the kids or pets. I have a strict rule that I don't want to sleep with my kids. They're hot, they're sweaty, they kick. I just do not want my kids in the beds. Even when they were infants, they didn't sleep in the bed. They had a bassinet that came right up to the edge of my bed. And I don't allow my cats in my bed. Sometimes in the morning, if I wake up and I just want to try to doze back off to sleep, I'll open the bedroom door and I'll let them in. But that's not for substantial sleep. So when it's time for me to go to bed, there are no animals in my room whatsoever. Now, a good thing that I have found let me back up. Different sleep meds I have personally tried is Lunesta, Ambien, Tylenol PM, Advil PM, I'm sure Motrin PM, I'm sure Aleve PM, all that over-counter stuff. NyQuil, the NyQuil stuff you can drink now to help you go to sleep. I've tried basically all of it. And I never really realized the hangover of those over-the-counter drugs until I tried melatonin. And it's just a strawberry candy, basically, that dissolves on your tongue. It's a pill, not candy, but it tastes like candy. And within 20 minutes, you're asleep. Now, one of the things that I think was triggering me to sleep later is, like I said, the over-the-counter drugs, the Tylenol PM, the Advil PM. Those made me sleep in later. They gave me a more drowsy effect. The melatonin wakes me right up, sometimes really early. It doesn't last. And, it's a trade-off. And I was kind of shocked because from I want to say the beginning to second week in June, something just happened. And it was just on its own that here I am. I'm awake at 6 a.m. What do I do? Well, I thought it was just a fluke. Day after day after day after day, I started getting up. And at first I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, wow, this is crazy and I should be tired. So I'm just going to sit here and do nothing until the normal time I get up. And, that only could last for a couple of days because I was still getting up. I don't know what really shifted, but I've made a lot of conscious efforts to be aware, take my sleep journaling a lot more serious. And, studies have shown that when your temperature rises up really fast and then drops, that's like optimum sleep. I don't know. That's optimal for sleep. There you go. That a hot bath after or right before bed is a great way to relax. You guys know I love my nightly baths. Sometimes I'm in the shower, and even that, just the difference in temperature from getting hot in the shower to being cooler right when you come out, that really works, and I found that helps. Now, it hasn't helped me a ton over the years because I have had the TV on. I've been eating in bed. I've been working in bed. And like I said, learning that bed is for sex and sleep only makes a huge difference. Now, most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time because I'm not perfect with this. Most of the time, I do my work right here at my desk at night. And when I'm ready and I'm tired and I want to get in my bed, I go get in the bed. I am doing my damnedest, really, to make sure I'm not on that computer, iPad, iPhone, in that bed. And that's still a struggle, but I'm working on it. Less caffeine. Less caffeine after noon for a lot of people. I never followed that rule. I'm drinking caffeine. I'm drinking Mountain Dew right before bed. But I have drank it so many years, I really didn't think it made an impact, and I still don't really think it does for me. But trying to limit that afternoon, after 12 p.m., especially if you're having major sleep problems. Sleep mask. I think there's one right back there on my lamp beside my bed. Sleep masks are great. If you're somebody who has that sun peeking in through your blinds or through your curtains and it's coming in at 5 and you don't have to get up till 7, pull on a sleep mask and you give yourself a few extra hours of sleep if you're waking up. That's one of my major problems, is just waking up super early now. But I don't really mind. I think if you are really wanting to get back into a better sleep habit, you have to take it serious. And what I've noticed a little bit is when I am telling my girlfriends or my family members that, hey, I'm going to bed earlier and I'm getting up earlier, I am amazed at how many of them start to really follow suit. And it's almost like a little experiment. And you might be able to try that too. Tell your family and friends that you're going to bed at 11 p.m. Maybe that's late to you, say 10. And see, after a few nights of telling them that you are on a new schedule and you're going to bed earlier and you're waking up earlier, you get more daylight hours in, they are going to follow suit. I swear, I don't really know why, but I think you got to get serious about it. And getting serious could also mean a sleep journal, sleep diary, however you want to look at it. Grab a notebook, record, and I'll do a different post sharing maybe a new one, but I've stopped using it and I started using something else. But a sleep journal is important, especially if you have no sleep or you're not waking up rested or you're tossing and turning. And a sleep journal can include what you've eaten or drank that day with caffeine. It can include what time you're going to bed, what you did to try to go to bed. I think a nighttime routine is amazing. My nighttime routine that I've already shared with you, I'll link it in somewhere for you, shares my nighttime routine from top to bottom, from getting stuff cleaned up around my house to praying before bed. It is entailed and it is detailed, and I think that having a good routine is going to help you. So try to find some way to do it. Now, what I've come up with out of my journaling and trying to figure out, why am I awake so early, is working out. I think it all changed for me when I started walking on that treadmill. It had been a while since I had really gotten on it. And I think that seems to be the main trigger. Working out, especially in the mornings, is great. And again, you're getting more of those daytime, light hours in. You're also, using up a lot of energy and burning some calories. And that's when I think it made the biggest change in my life. So I definitely think that if you don't work out or you don't have any exercise, and I'm not judging because I'm somebody who hates to exercise. I hate it. It doesn't impress me. I don't need the flat stomach, or I don't need any of that. I'm content the way I am, but my body has been aching a little bit, and I definitely gained a little bit of weight, nothing serious. But when I got on that treadmill, it seems like life turned around. And I know that sounds crazy, but it boosted me up. I wasn't suffering from small bouts of depression. I wasn't bouts of depression, bouts. I wasn't as sore, even though some days, my calves and stuff were sore, but a lot of my joint pain, not as bad. It really does do better. Now, drinking is something else. Drinking wine stimulates you. And I know a lot of people think it's great to have a glass of wine to get in bed and it will help relax you. The truth is it relaxes men a lot better than it does women. Studies have proven that men who have a few drinks and are in bed, go to bed a little tipsy, they sleep really well. For us, we don't sleep well. We're up more, we don't sleep as good, and we feel worse in the morning. I know it's not fair, but you should lay off the alcohol, especially if you're dealing with sleep problems. It does make a difference. Now, soothing sounds. It's helped me some. Rain, waterfalls, crickets, stuff like that. Now, a lot of times that does trigger things where it keeps you up for a lot of people, but for a lot of other people, it helps. So if you're somebody who's struggling, maybe you should try one of those alarm clocks. Or, just one of those like sound things where you can hear the birds chirping or the water flowing, something to relax you, to help you calm down. Meditate. Meditate is another huge one. And meditation takes all kinds of forms. For me, meditation is reading in my prayer book and quietly saying a prayer to God. Now, for some people, it's sitting there being with nature somewhere outside, taking it all in, not thinking, just being with one. That's great too. Whatever helps, but meditation has helped. Another tip is apple cider vinegar with 8 ounces of water. You mix, what is it? I have it written down. 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar with 8 ounces of water. It does wonders. Don't know why. No one can figure out the science really. There's guesses, but it's another natural way to try to sleep better. Chamomile tea is great. It's definitely soothing. It's definitely easy on your system. So is warm milk. Not a huge fan of plain warm milk. I want to add a little bit of chocolate, but that defeats the purpose. Caffeine. So straight warm milk, maybe with a dash of cinnamon, and you're good to go. There's also a lot of nighttime teas that you can now find at your grocery store that specifically say nighttime or sleepy tea or something like that. And that's something you could definitely try as well. I wouldn't sugar it too heavily or it's gonna be hard on you. There's just so many different things that you can do. It's optimal for most adults to get 8 to 8.5 hours of sleep. And that is an, insane amount of sleep. What I'm averaging right now is 6.5 to 7 hours. I used to like 9 on the Advil PM, but then I realized that Advil PM was dragging me down in the morning hours. So, I would get up, say 10 or 11, on the Advil PM, and I wouldn't want to get moving till like 1 p.m. I'd be like needing coffee to wake up, and no, not anymore. Now I still like my coffee, but I am springing up out of the bed, you guys, and I am making the bed, I am getting dressed, I am brushing my teeth, I'm brushing my hair, most of the time taking a shower in the morning. I'm doing all kinds of things before I ever open that door. So I just, really wanted to give you some of my tips. Now, I have more things I want to talk to you about. I've gotten a lot of specific questions, and I just don't think I can get to them all in this video, and my battery's getting close to dying. So, I want to hear what your sleep experiences have been. By the way, I have been using, and I forgot to mention this, Sleep Cycle. It's an iPhone app, and you lay your phone just like this on your mattress, somewhere, within reason. A lot of people don't want to sleep next to their cell phones. I get that, and if that don't work for you, you could totally go to a normal sleep journal. But I like this. The statistics on here are really cool, and you turn it on before you go to sleep. It monitors how you sleep. It monitors how many times you get up, how long you were actually in bed, what your sleep quality was, how you woke up. It even does your heart rate when you stick your finger over the lens of your camera. Amazing, or flash, I think, actually. Maybe it's camera. And it tells you actually what your activity was, because that matters. It measures your steps when you have your phone in your hand. Not everyone has their phone in your hand. Obviously, it measures your heart rate. That's what I just told you. Mine is usually 59 beats per minute. And it tells you your shortest night, your longest night, your best night. Here lately, my best night was August 7th. I was in bed 6 hours, 31 minutes, 185 steps that day with my phone. Remember that. I don't take my phone on my treadmill. My heart rate was 70 beats per minute. Average time in bed at that point was 6 hours, 0.18 minutes. So, again, I know that I don't show myself on that treadmill, but I'm on it almost every day now. And I try to do it really quick. Sometimes I do it in the evening, but I tend to do it at the end of my morning routine or somewhere towards the middle to end. So I really am sold that that's what's helping me sleep better. That's the main change. I have been working hard on and I'm sorry about the lighting, the sun is coming down. I have been working hard on my not working in bed and less TV and less caffeine. But the main thing was adding in that exercise, and it seemed to make all the difference. And the second major thing, maybe the first, I might have these confused, is dropping the Advil PM and getting on the melatonin. It makes a world of difference, you guys. I spring up so much easier. So, and it's natural. So, there's lots of things you can do, and I found these amazing charts. I'm going to add them in, and they're going to be on the blog post. It might be up a few hours after this video goes up, but nonetheless, it will be on my blog same day, just depends on the time. And I'm filming kind of as the sun sets, because we do have contractors here, and they're doing a lot of work and making a lot of noise. And I wanted to make sure that I have, the videos on time. I'm trying to do better with that. I love you guys. I hope some of these tips helped. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, and I can come back and address different things like the different stages of sleep. I can do a ton of videos on this because it's something I know a lot about. But I just wanted to kind of give you an overview, and I wanted to get your feelings on how you sleep, what works for you. If you have hip pain, there's certain ways you can put your pillow. Same with back pain. And, there's lots of different things about sleeping to take into account. Which side is best to sleep on? Is it good to sleep on your back? All those questions are important. And hopefully we'll get through them in some other videos. Because I think it's important to talk about sleep. I really think it's important, because I think a lot of us here in America and abroad don't get enough of it, don't get good enough sleep, are stressed out, overworked, overfed, overindulged, and I think all of that affects our sleep. I'm not, some type of know-it-all. I'm just sharing my experiences with you guys. Maybe it will help one of you, and if you're new to my channel, maybe it will help you. And, I have struggled with this for a very long time, and there are simple things you can do in your life to try to turn it around. When all else fails, go see your doctor. Tell your doctor what's going on, that you're not sleeping. Make your journal before you ever go. Record, a couple weeks to a month, sleep habits, what you're eating, what you're drinking, what time you're going to bed, all of that. And I'll list that out in that blog post, because that will be so helpful to your doctor. And when you take a prescription sleep med, like I've done a ton of times, Lunesta, Ambien, there's tons of them, but when you take those, it's not supposed to be forever. Some of them are very addicting, some of them are not. They can be dangerous, especially if you have children, and a lot of people don't want to take a sleep med up with their kids, and I get that. So trying something more natural, some different approaches to lifestyle changes will hopefully help you. And again, I want to hear how you sleep. I want to hear, and I didn't say having a beautiful, comfortable mattress is important. I don't have a big fancy bed, you guys. I need to switch up the bed, but my mattress is amazing. And everybody in the house loves that mattress. It's so comfortable. And that's another big thing. If you're uncomfortable in your bedroom, change it. Change your mattress, change your lighting, change what's in your room. It's supposed to be a place of comfort and love and, you know, just comfort, really. So make it comfortable to you. And, you know, I don't need a lot of decoration personally, but I do want a comfortable bed. And I would skip on the headboard. I would skip on the frame. I would skip on everything just to have an amazing mattress. So keep that in mind. It might be an investment you really want to make, especially if you're struggling with sleep. So again, let me know how you sleep, how many hours, what it's like for you, whatever you want to share. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, please take a minute and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, get subscribed. You can click on my name to do that. And also follow along on Instagram and Facebook. You'll get more pictures and more updates. And again, everything is going to be on that blog post. I would love it if you guys check that out. I think if you're struggling, you might find some amazing tips on there that are life-changing. You know, the treadmill and the melatonin changed everything for me. And, you know, some people say it won't last. Some people say it will. You know, I don't know if it will last. If I, on a Saturday morning, sleep till 11, is it the end of the world? No. But making an effort to get to bed earlier, to wake up earlier, just like Do It on a Dime said. She said, you are so much more productive before noon. Everything after noon is kind of downhill. She recently said that in one of her videos. I loved it because it couldn't be more true. You totally get more done in the early hours of the morning. You know, I'm filming tonight, obviously, because we have contractors, but early in the morning, you get so much more accomplished. And it's just made me feel like a better person. It's made me feel better in my mood. It's made me feel better in, you know, getting things done around our home. It's just made me feel better all the way around. I'm sleeping better. I'm not tossing and turning as much. I'm just an overall happier sleeper. So, you know, instead of counting sheep, get out and figure out what's messing you up. There's something. Insomnia isn't for everyone. There are major sleep disorders, but there are things that you're doing also that are probably causing that. So it's a good idea to step back and reevaluate so you get a good night's sleep. It's all a part of having a great productive week. I do plan on doing a video on that very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love it if you headed over to the blog. The link is below. And again, questions and comments, leave them below too. Bye.